Lima, AFP. Thousands of Peruvians marched in Lima on Monday, December 25, to protest the pardon of ailing ex-president Alberto Fujimori, who was serving a 25-year sentence for human rights abuses. Current President Pedro Pablo Kuczynski ordered the pardon of Fujimori and 7 other prisoners on Sunday on humanitarian grounds, once again placing himself in the middle of a political crisis just days after he avoided impeachment. On Monday, protesters called for Kuczynski's departure from office. Out, out PPK! Out, out PPK! Angry demonstrators chanted in reference to the president, who had promised during his electoral campaign the previous year that he would not free Fujimori. Fujimori, murderer and thief. No to the pardon. Read one of the signs held by the protesters, some of whom also carried a giant Peruvian flag. Relatives of victims of Fujimori's brutal rule took part in the march. We are here as relatives to reject this illegal pardon, because it does not correspond to the gravity of the crimes, Gisela Ortiz, representative of a group of relatives of victims, told reporters. A strong force of anti-riot police moved through the streets of Lima with the protesters and sought to prevent them from heading to the clinic where Fujimori is hospitalized. Kuczynski said his decision to grant the pardon relied on a medical evaluation that Fujimori suffered a progressive and incurable illness and that conditions in prison represent a grave risk to his life. But the move came after Fujimori's son Kenji drained votes away from a parliamentary bid Thursday to impeach Kuczynski on suspicion of corruption, sparking speculation the pardon was political payback. The condition of Alberto Fujimori, 79, was delicate and a decision will be made based on how he responds to treatment at the Centenario Clinic, a doctor at the facility, Alejandro Aguinaga, told reporters. He said there was no prospect of Fujimori leaving soon. Fujimori was transferred from his cell to a clinic Saturday suffering from low blood pressure and an irregular heartbeat. He remains in intensive care. His condition is favorable but other tests are necessary, Aguinaga said. He said the ex-president had already undergone scans of his brain and heart, and stated that the cardiac problem was accentuating various degenerative pathologies. Kenji Fujimori posted an online video of his father in intensive care. Alberto Fujimori has been hospitalized on several previous occasions, the last time in September, and has had heart, back and stomach trouble, as well as several operations to remove cancerous growths from his tongue. The former leader has spent more than a decade imprisoned for ruthlessly cracking down on political rivals and for ordering dozens of murders and overseeing other brutal tactics. Despite his conviction for human rights abuses, however, Fujimori retains a level of popularity in Peru for having defeated left-wing guerrillas and for stabilizing the economy after a period of crisis. That dichotomy has come to the fore with the pardon. Dozens of supporters gathered in front of the hospital looking after him, while opponents later demonstrated in Lima against him. Fujimori, of Japanese descent, ruled Peru between 1990 and 2000.